For the last few weeks since George Floyd's untimely murder, the police officer holding his knee to his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, ending his life, protests all over this country have sparked up all over the world. Chants of Black Lives Matters have been on the lips of Black, white, Asian, Europeans, people all over this country and all over the world. But one of the things that I think about when I think about Black Lives Matters is our origin here in this country. There are some that will tell you we didn't ask to come here, we were kidnapped. It's true. What we often don't know is not only where we came from, but where our roots began in America. I just recently finished watching the miniseries Roots by Alex Haley, which documents and talks about his story in coming to America. And yesterday, I had an opportunity to ride to Westmoreland County, Virginia with my mother. And on that trip, we started talking, and we talked about my great-great-great-great-grandfather, Simeon Reed, who on his manumission papers or free papers reads Simon Reed. Well, let me tell you, Simeon was my origin on my mother's father's side. He was my great-great-great-great-grandfather. And I just learned yesterday that he was an African. I don't know what his African name is. I don't know where his people, my people, come from in Africa. But I'm going to keep searching. And the reason why I'm going to keep searching is because part of the issues that I think that we have in America are it's hard for us as African Americans to be able to trace our lineage. And so for me to be able to show on that side of my family that there is a line that I can say, this is where my beginning begins on my grandfather's side, on my mother's father's side. He was born in 1770. He was freed in 1791. That's a big part of a big puzzle. And unfortunately, not a lot of African Americans can do that. Not a lot of African Americans can go back to the land that their families owned. But I do know this. Simeon Reed had a son, Jim P. Reed. And Jim P. Reed had a son, George Reed. And those were my respective great-great-great-grandfather and my great-great-grandfather. I do know that on my father's side, there's other stories. And when we are able to, or at least I feel like when I'm able to, pull that back together, that it will help to tell a bigger story. Not just about how I came to be and have my own name, an African name, Atiba, but also how this whole corrupted system of America, this system of slavery, how it not only impacted this country, but how it impacted my family. Stay tuned. Next week, I'll tell you more about my story. This is America.